Welcome to the Goal Gamers Podcast. I'm Lon McClendon. I'm here as always, Brandon Gentry.
Fudge off, everyone.
We're back on our famous PG-13 rating tonight. No, not a lot of cursing for us.
Nope.
We're coming to you live tonight, but as always, by the time you hear this, it won't be live
to your future.
From the past to the future. From Vault tonight, who are having a Smash Brothers Melee tournament.
Quite a turnout here tonight.
And there is a large amount of people here playing.
My stepson is here. He's going to get strapped, but he's going to have fun doing it.
My little cousin Alex is actually in a match right now.
Probably against my stepson, I think.
Oh God,
yeah,
the rivalry.
Poor old Toby.
The rivalry. Well, we're going to kick off tonight, as always, with a little bit of news. Don't have a whole lot going for us.
Think everyone dumped all their news on E3, and now this is kind of dry.
Yeah. One thing I did read that there was a guy who made an offer to Bethsaida to trade bottle caps for a Fallout 4 pre-order.
Yeah, like 2,240 he estimated. 7.5 years worth of drinking.
And Bethsaida honored it today.
Yeah.
They're gonna actually send this guy a copy. I don't think that means that all you people out there that drink too much beer can send them.
They specifically issued, this is the first guy who did it. Well, we're gonna honor it. Everyone else, no.
Yeah. So you missed out on that.
Yeah.
Some beer drinker out there.
Again, how many hundreds of dollars did he spend?
Yeah, on those bottle caps. That is true.
But again, if he's drinking anyways, I guess it's for a game. It's cool. It's a cool moment, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty cool, Bethsaida. I mean, I'm sure they can afford to come off of a couple copies of it.
And I saw he was requesting a digital copy, I believe, so that's nothing off their back.
Yeah.
It's sending them, 10 digits.
Yeah.
I ain't got a whole lot either. I saw this YouTuber known as Pangea Panga. He beat Super Mario World at 23 minutes, 14 seconds, blindfolded.
And this is the same guy that you posted a video of, right?
Yeah, you
can find on our webpage.
Or on
Facebook, actually, yeah.
He actually created a level that he beat, but he created it, and it took him 3 years to beat his own level, called Item Abuse 3, and it's just nothing but juggling turtle shells.
It makes me want to have a panic attack. He literally walks his way the entire way across the level, juggling a shell and a key.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Which he does use an emulator type thing for that.
Tool assisted.
Yeah, tool assisted. He admits.
I discredit that shit.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's not nearly as impressive, but still freaking impressive.
See, everybody knows me knows I do the Mario speed runs,
right.
And the guy,
legit.
Well, the guy that I'm not sure of this. I may be talking trash. I'm not sure, but the guy that has the world record, it's 4 minutes 50 seconds. You can't tell me that guy's playing that without using tool assisted stuff because
didn't he fumble in front of everybody?
Yeah, he went to play in front of Shigeru Miyamoto, and I don't think he could do it. I'm pretty sure. You just have to watch this video. This dude, in 4-2, when you cross the first set of Goomba, you cross a couple jump obstacles. When you cross through Goombas, well, there's one of the moving platforms that go down. And across the other side, there's 3 blocks. Well, there's blocks underneath that are invisible, that you can hit to make stairs up to them. The corner block on the end produces a vine that allows you to warp to World 8 from 4-2 on the NES, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Well, this guy hits that vine and runs, sends the vine up, and instead of taking the vine, he runs 3 pipes over and goes down this pipe, and it warps him automatically to the warp zone to 8-1. The warp zone for 6, 7, and 8. I've tried it several times, and I can't make it happen on my NES.
So this is actually a bug abuse at best.
That's what I'm thinking, because he does the whole thing, too, where you clear the pipe and go through the wall. And all that jazz. But he does that, and there's a few other things he does, though, and it just leads me to believe the guy's being tool assisted. He might not be. That's the way it looks to me. That's one of my gripes for the evening.
You got any more news?
No, not really. Everything's pretty much drained out. I watched some more Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain videos today, and I must say I'm uber excited for that game. That's not really news, but
I saw they announced the Pillars of Eternity, the White March expansion. Pillars of Eternity is a CRPG that you can see a review on our website. That I've enjoyed what I've played of it so far. I've been meaning to go and beat it. I'm gonna have to now before this thing hits. But yeah, the price and release is to be determined. But they're kind of revamping the whole game, not balancing things out again. It looks like it's going to be all right. So
that's cool.
If you like Pillars of Eternity, there's an expansion coming.
I did see Retro VGS unveiled their final Kickstarter. I think it's called the Gem series.
Yeah.
The translucent purple Retro VGS.
Yeah.
I seen where you had posted it, and if shit was sexy, oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, you know, something that did happen we hadn't talked about on here, Songbringer is being ported to the Retro VGS.
Yeah, as officially as it can be right now. You know, it's still nothing's in stone.
Still in the development stages.
Yeah, but I'm very freaking pumped.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, if you're listening, I'm going to buy a cart and mail it to you to sign, because that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That'd be one to put up on the mantle.
And I saw Supernova's Art 3D's coming too.
I did see that.
That's crazy.
Pier Solar 2 is coming.
Huh.
The only reason I know what it is, it's on Xbox One.
Right.
They're releasing it, though, as well. Yeah, I was kind of a little taken by the Supernova's Art 3D.
It's probably going to be legitimately released on a console.
Yeah, but is that a game you really want to shell down money to get? Like, I'd rather play Wolfenstein and kill Nazis as opposed to knocking out goats, get on my boat.
Yep.
You know what I mean? God, it's packed here.
It is.
There's a large crowd of people here.
I think practically everyone in this building is way more skilled than me at that game.
Yeah, I'm terrible at Smash Brothers. Just absolutely dreadful at it.
And speaking of Smash Brothers, we still got some Brawlhalla keys, man. Hit us up.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that Brawlhalla giveaway. We got, I don't know what, maybe 20.
I don't know.
15. I don't know. We got several keys left though, and I'm gonna be giving them away. We're gonna be giving away a couple of exclusive skins that you can only get at the Southern Fried Game Room Expo.
And you don't need a base computer. 2 gigabytes of RAM max. Actually, it's 1 gigabyte minimum. 2 gigabytes.
If my little computer will run it,
yeah,
I'm sure yours will.
Yeah. I do recommend having a USB controller because it's a fighting game.
This is not a game you're going to play with your keyboard.
I guess you could. I guess some people could be good at it. I've never enjoyed it. It's miserable. So.
I would be absolutely, think about how bad you are at Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And then try to translate, because Brawlhalla does play somewhat similar to Smash Brothers. And, it's...
You need that.
Would you say it's a Smash Brothers clone, kind of? Not really a clone, but
I'd call it Smash
Brothers inspired. Yeah. Well, yeah. So if you suck at Smash Brothers, try to fathom playing a game like Smash Brothers with a keyboard.
Some of y'all may have USB controllers, not even know. If you got a 360 controller or one controller that's wired with a USB, it'll plug it in your computer. It'll work.
Yeah.
I think the PlayStation 3 is the same way.
I think so. I think they got a patch you can. Yeah.
Yeah. USB controller is a lot more common than you think, so you may have one. So hit us up.
Yeah, because we're going to be giving them away. Most definitely.
I guess we're about wrapped up on news. It's time for Vault's Game of the Week.
Yeah, coming back. We didn't have one last week because
we're
too mind blown in Atlanta.
Yeah.
The scooting occurred while we were there, and just pretty much we were leveled.
Yeah.
To say the least. But one of the games we did play over there is actually the Vault Game of the Week.
Yep.
Vault Game of the Week is Tempest. Tempest is a 1981 arcade game that was made by Atari. And it's kind of different. Instead of having a joystick on the arcade version, of course, you have a spinner dial.
Yeah, I really like the spinner dial.
You can spin it clockwise, counterclockwise, and you have a fire button. And I think there was a hopper. There's a hopper fire button, maybe. I could be wrong on that. It's had several sequels and stuff. The whole point of the game is just survive long enough, and rack your score up. Yeah. And the graphics are really ancient. Like, it's straight wireframe.
Dude, I love that stuff, though.
Yeah, and if you're playing on an actual cabinet, those lines and those colors are so vibrant, like it almost burns the image into your eyes.
It's wireframe, but it still holds up today because it is wireframe. Like, there's no way that can really age. It's just lines.
Yeah. Pure, like you said in Atlanta when we were playing it, it's pure mathematics.
Right.
It's rather impressive.
Yeah, it very.
Like, imagine if you're familiar with how Asteroids looks, the arcade version of Asteroids. Imagine that with colored lines.
Yeah.
The game plays though from a top-down perspective. You control the ship on the top of a tube or like a playing field, and like I said, you can move clockwise, counterclockwise, and you fire downward. Mm-hmm. There's aliens that shoot like laser blasts up the tube or the field.
And they create like little ladder type things that give them an advanced lane.
Spiral like things.
Yeah, it gives them an a faster lane to get up there to you to kill you.
And if for example they make that lane upwards, you kill all the enemies on the playing map, and when you beat a level, you travel down the playing field, and if those are left behind, you have to dodge them. It'll say avoid spikes, and you have to dodge them on the way down. The enemy AI, it's pretty fair starting off, but the further later on, it gets very challenging.
I really like the way. I think the basic enemies, they look like a little bow tie almost. And
the little red one, the red things.
And they kind of flipped over, like they couldn't go straight up. They flip-flopped from lane to lane as they climbed it, kind of like climbing a ladder.
Yeah.
It reminds me almost like something climbing up the threads of a screw.
Yeah,
They kind of just screwed upwards towards you, and they'd come up on the top and stand up and block your path at that point, so you couldn't just go on the full 360 of those at the top because you'll run into them and die.
Yeah, so it adds a little bit of a strategic element of kind of like in Donkey Kong or Mario, the flip-flop technique. Like, you turn Mario one way to execute your jump, and midway through it, you flip him backwards. Yeah, it's the same premise pretty much, knowing when to back up, when to back out instead of circling all the way around. Kind of like if you would open a fucking locker, I guess, 2 turns to the left, 1 turn to the right, that kind of shit, But Tempest, really great.
I love it.
There was a port for Atari 2600 and 5200 in the works during '84, but both of them were unfinished. There's prototypes you can get. So you're not going to find it on Atari. You can find it though. The 2600 port was released on Atari's Greatest Hits for the Nintendo DS. There's also an official port on the ZX Spectrum, if you're lucky enough to have one of those and it actually works.
They're re-releasing that system though.
Are they?
The Spectrum, yeah.
That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
I've never owned one, but I've heard a lot of badass things about one of them.
Yeah. So that's coming back in, so maybe you can get it on that when it hits again.
There was a PC port of the game that was released on Microsoft Windows 3X. It's part of the Microsoft Arcade package.
I'm sure it came with Solitaire.
Yeah.
Sweeper.
You can get it on Atari Arcade's Greatest Hits Atari Collection for PlayStation, Saturn, Super Nintendo. Excuse us, we have announcements. We are still at a Smash Brothers tournament, and they just had an announcement as to who was playing what, so we had to quiet it down for a minute. But anyways, they had it released for those. Tempest actually has a sequel called Tempest 2000 that come out for the Atari Jaguar, Sega Saturn, Macintosh, and PlayStation. And there was also Tempest 3000 that come out for new on DVD players.
Huh.
I remember that failed ass game console come out. I don't remember anything about it except for the shitty logo it had. That was just like some sort of just real cheesy ass. I mean, obviously, how many people fucking listening know what a Nuon is?
Yeah.
You know. But
I never knew anybody that even had one. I never knew a place that sold them around here.
You can get it on Atari Anniversary Edition for Dreamcast and PlayStation. Pretty much any Atari collection that's been out has this game on it. So if you'd like to check out a copy of Vault in your local to Alabama, or a copy of Vault, if you'd like to check out a copy of Tempest and you're relevant to Alabama, come on down to Vault Games. I'm sure they got one of the Atari collections. I mean,
Yeah,
they have games for everything else, so surely to God they have, you know, one of the collections here somewhere.
Yeah, I bet they do.
But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and get in our subjects. I figure we're gonna
Well, I
probably.
want to touch on something else.
Oh, okay.
Retro Wars. I think we're going to pull the plug on that segment.
Retro Wars is dead, thanks to all of you.
This didn't seem to draw as much interaction as we thought it might. So I think we're just going to save ourselves the work and save y'all from having
The
to hear
hassle,
something
yeah.
you don't want to.
Heaven forbid y'all have to have interaction.
Right. Well, you know, it's a really hard thing to get with a podcast. It's one of the reasons why we tried it. If y'all want Retro Wars, let us know. If there's enough.
Send us your votes for why we should keep Retro Wars.
I'll make a vote for it, yes or no. Go
There'll be a
for
Retro Wars for Retro Wars. Something ridiculously
But yeah,
stupid.
at the very least, it'll be in the back burner. Like if y'all want to see it going, let us know. If there's enough demand, we'll boot it up again. But otherwise,
And I still technically owe y'all an hour of shitty gameplay.
yeah.
And that will happen. I will honor our first one at least, because that had the most pull on it, I think.
Yeah. You know, we're new to this, so we're gonna be trying a handful of different things.
Yeah, we got some other things on the back burner. Something, since we did have other things to talk about, something that we're just tossing around idea. And I don't think it's too soon to go ahead and say something, because maybe, you know, you as a listener, if you're involved in the game industry, or, you know, just like us, dedicated gamers kind of deal, you know, there might be some place in what I'm about to say for you to help us with. Me and Brandon, though, long story short, you know, audio recording equipment isn't cheap.
It is not.
And we're trying to upgrade our you know, our setup, and instead of doing like what all these other assholes do and do a Kickstarter and Indiegogo or GoFundMe, so somebody can donate and own our company or whatever, you know, like since everybody's doing that whole ordeal, we kind of wanted to, you know, me and Brandon have been tossing around the idea of doing a good old Game Fest 15.
Yep.
Possibly. Alabama doesn't really have a retro convention.
No.
The scene's here, but, you know, we don't really have a collective event. Nothing like what me and Brandon went to last weekend in Atlanta. And, you know, it's definitely in the planning stages. We haven't really greenlit shit, apparently. But
we got to find a venue and then figure out what all we want to do.
We're looking, though, maybe having all-day tournaments in the evening.
I definitely want to have a Nidhogg tournament or two. Nidhogg, great freaking game.
Maybe a Brawlhalla tournament.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat X. Talked about doing maybe Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Maybe
I got Street Fighter 4 Alpha Gold Platinum.
Turbo Extra Edition Alpha.
I got that on my PC.
Ultimate.
And my PC will eat your PlayStation's alive, so it'll run it fine.
It'll eat your PlayStation and shit out an Xbox that doesn't work for no reason. We even talked about maybe like doing like a console area, just setting up, you know, 10, 15 different consoles and having
logistics of it. I'd love to set up a Pokemon Red Blue tournament where like you pre-register a team, and then I'll have it set up where you just go grab your Pokemon, you fight the dude, you know, whoever you got to fight against. And
that'd be great.
I may have to go to like the Wii Pokemon Battle Revolution route. I'd rather have the Game Boy games.
Yeah.
the way the logistics work, it might not be too feasible.
We might figure something out. We also I'd thought about maybe like Mario speedrunning.
Yeah.
Doing a Kong off, like a Donkey Kong thing, you know, like
How about a dong off?
a dong off. Yeah, that'll happen afterwards at the after party. Be sure to buy your VIP passes early to get in on the action. But you know, it's in the planning stages. It's something me and Brandon would really like to do. You know, and maybe it's something you could be involved in.
If you have a good idea for it, or something that might help.
Maybe you own an arcade machine or something you wouldn't mind. You know, like we're gonna try to figure something out if we got enough people involved. You know, to possibly maybe do something like like if, for example, you bring an arcade game, there'd be certain incentives for people that bring games.
I think anyone who contributes much will get like free entry to the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, something. Like I said, it's all in the planning stages. But if you hear this and, like Brandon said, you got some advice or some info or would like to be a part, get at us, email us.
Yeah, we're mainly looking for a venue and just games people really want to play a tournament of. If there's a game that you've been wanting to play a tournament of, but no one's doing it, let us know.
Yeah, well, we'll get something set up.
Yep.
Most definitely. But you want to go on and jump into the topic, I guess?
Yeah, we are going into, I guess, Nintendo characters and like Nintendo published games and things like that.
Nintendo classics.
Yeah.
Pretty much, we'll say everything from NES to 64 era, original Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
Some of my characters aren't Nintendo, not Nintendo. They were made popular on Nintendo, but they're not actual Nintendo characters. And actually, the one I'll start out with is Master Higgins from the Adventure Island series.
Okay.
Has always been one of my favorites. Adventure Island's always been on Nintendo platforms other than the Turbo.
Yeah.
New Adventure Island come out on Turbo.
Yeah, he's actually the Hudson guy, ain't he?
He is. He is the enemy of Nintendo, but appeared Adventure Island 1 through 3.
So hard by Nintendo though. So
yeah.
It's okay.
Thanks to poor marketing and no general interest, the TurboGrafx 16 soon befell a terrible fate and lost to Nintendo. But I love the Adventure Island series. First three's on NES. Super Adventure Island is on SNES. They're all great. Side-scrolling platform.
Yeah.
Upgrade your weapons. Kill dinosaurs.
Very ghouls and ghosty.
Yeah, but not at all with the difficulty curve.
Yeah.
It's a challenging game, but it's fair. Challenging. It's not like Ghosts and Goblins just right off the fucking bat, just unrelenting.
You're lucky if you get past the first level.
Yeah.
I think the best Nintendo character of all time, Mike Tyson.
All time.
Mike Tyson from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah. That pixel image of Mike Tyson is pretty legendary.
Come on. And my stepson Toby's here with us. He's been competing with in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
We're talking about like favorite Nintendo characters and stuff like that. What's your favorite?
Talk right here.
Probably Mario.
Mario's good.
Mario's always my favorite.
What do you think your favorite Mario game is?
Probably like one of the Super Mario games.
Which one?
I think it's the second. I'm pretty sure it's the second one because you have like the raccoon power.
That would be
The
Mario
third one.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really old school for you. You're 10 years old. That game's about twice your age.
Yeah, I must say, man, Pound It represent. That's pretty all right.
Yeah, that's awesome. How you doing at Smash Brothers so far?
Not very good. I lost.
Oh, that's cool though. I would lose too. I'm
terrible at Smash Brothers.
Made Alex lose just one life.
Hey, that's awesome. Alex is really good. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I probably couldn't have done that.
I can't beat Alex for nothing. I've played Alex several times, and I've ended up throwing the controller down and storming away. So
These type of
you
things,
got some chops.
Yeah, these types of things will get you some skill. That's why I learned the magic. You go into the tournaments while I was way out of my league, as I eventually learned how to get in that league, you know.
Hey, it's just
You lose enough and you'll eventually win.
it's just like Joel West told us last weekend. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to get play to your weakness, or
Practice
practice to your weakness to play to your strength.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're only going to get better by
Yeah.
practicing and playing.
Especially this early on in your life, you keep at it, it'll be pretty awesome.
By the time you get our age, you'll be a whip snap at gaming.
Yep. So, let's see. Mike Tyson was awesome. I guess we got to mention
Mike
Little
Tyson.
Mac.
Yeah, poor old little Mac. He beat the shit out of Mike Tyson though. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And King Hippo. And
yeah, King Hippo.
I think,
So do you remember? Okay, do you remember Captain N in the Game Masters, or Captain N? And I think that was the Game Master. You remember the really bad Mario and Zelda cartoon?
yes.
Okay, well, this is a part of that. This kid is a Nintendo freak, and he's playing, and he gets sucked into a Nintendo game. He has Kid Icarus, Mega Man, and Mega Man's green and talks like this for some reason. So weird. It's because,
Is he kid Mega Man or like grown up Mega Man?
I think it's like throat cancer Mega Man. Like,
Christian Bale and Mega Man.
yeah, it's kind of like
Where is he?
instead of killing a robot and gaining his power, he just shoots Dennis Leary in the lungs and gets throat cancer or some shit. But it's kind of it's a really bad cartoon. He had some other Nintendo characters with him. I can't remember who, but the basis of what I was getting at was shit.
You don't know?
I'm trying to think. Well, we were talking about so many people. Who's the last person you said something
Little
about?
Mac?
Little Mac and King Hippo. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot.
You know,
Like,
back
my
then,
mind just got.
It just now hit me. Why
lost.
didn't McDonald's run a promo with their Big Mac?
You want to shut down Little Mac? Then have a Big Mac.
The Punch Out Edition Big Mac.
You want to have a heart attack doing both? Have the Jumbo Mac. The Grande Mac. No, what I was getting at is on that cartoon, King Hippo had really weirdly drawn nipples. And it used to freak me out on that cartoon.
I could see that.
They kind of just look like that.
Like,
Nobody can
almost,
see what I'm drawing right now.
almost
but
like a woman's breast.
kind of like when we were kids and used to how we would draw. You
Yeah.
know, I remember us getting in trouble a couple times
Yeah.
because of our drawings in first grade.
Yep.
Which brings me to another one I do like, Mega Man.
Mega Man's great.
Mega Man's classic.
So his backstory and stuff. I mean, I think there's like an official comic series for it where it has canon, but as far as like the cartoons and stuff, like sometimes he's a guy, sometimes he's a kid, sometimes it's really weird.
Yeah.
And why did this
There's Mega Man X
why
and
did
there's
this
normal
doctor
Mega
guy
Man.
like make a bunch of kid robots hanging around his laboratory? And
Was his first name Michael, last name Jackson? Ah, we have a guest walking up with us. Need to find you a chair. We got.
Just be like, hey guys.
Just speak directly right here, and you'll be fine.
Yep,
We
this
got
is a
Matt Glover joining us.
the mic picks up best on the side, so this not here.
Yeah.
Above.
Yeah.
I'll just crouch like a.
Oh no,
Okay.
I'll try to
Little
find
child.
you a chair in a minute. But tell us one of your favorite NES characters.
I like Kirby a lot.
Yeah, but we talking about Kirby. Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dream Land series. I'm trying to think of the Super Nintendo when you're talking. Is it called like?
I don't remember. I had like the game, and then you could.
Is it Kirby's Dream Course or something like that?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Kirby
though.
Superstar.
I think it's Superstars. I remember they had the quick draw multiplayer, so like you and your buddy would have to hit the button at the right time. And holy crap, that was just so intense.
I think you're right though. I think it is Kirby's Superstar.
No, because I never got to play on the SNES, so
And I think it also had like the dual screen racing mode.
Yeah.
That was, I think, yeah, 8 games in one Kirby Superstar.
Well, I don't know what the hell just happened. The microphone just stopped picking up for some reason. This is why we're doing a fundraiser.
Yep.
For all you people.
it
But
happens on the big podcast.
we were talking about Kirby though. I'm sure y'all all know about Kirby. The Metroid series. Samus.
Good. I've never played one to completion though.
I've beat the first one and I've beaten Super Metroid. Never beat Metroid 2 though. And I did just pick it up. It's a Game Boy game.
Yeah, I've recently got a Metroid Prime Corruption for Toby, my stepson over
Yeah.
there, and I mean it's not like the old
Is that the
ones.
third one?
I don't know, but even those new in 3D and stuff, it's teaching them teaching them how to develop some wherewithal in a game. Like he got to the first boss, about gave up on him. Like, man, you ain't gonna be able to play any games doing that.
No. So that's one thing, especially like if the kids they were playing some of the older games we played, they wouldn't be gamers.
Like Contra.
Yeah, like attention spans are too short nowadays to real sit there and dedicate to. How in the fuck am I going to beat this?
It's like
You're going to do it 1,000 times until you get it right. That's just what you're going to do.
And if you fail, you get to play the whole first half of the game till you get to the spot.
Yeah.
Right, no save points. That's like the new GTA or the GTA 5. I don't guess it's so new now. But like, if you just don't pass a mission a few times, it's like, oh, you just want to skip it,
mission?
like-
Oh, wow, that's horse.
Well, we were talking about that earlier. Me and that gentleman sitting over there were actually talking about, like on new Super Mario, or like Super Mario Wii U and all that, or Super Mario U, whatever it's called. If you die so many times on a level now, you can spawn in and there's a white Tanuki suit they give you at the beginning of the level. You're fucking invincible when you put it on. You can literally like P-Wing, fly all the way across the level. Anything you touch is like having star power,
I wouldn't mind that if they like relegated it to like a specific difficulty mode, like Child or Pansy or something,
Yeah.
That way you're not like, I beat Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah, I mean, if your 4-year-old's playing, that's
Yeah.
one thing, but
Right.
at least make it somewhat realistic. But yeah, that's just like an abomination to the games we had.
That's one the game I've been working on. If I ever do get around to finishing, that's one of my plans is have it fairly difficult by having a child mode on there where you're practically invincible and you can play the game and have fun.
Well, it's kind of like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. A lot of people are like, well, that game sucks shit. And I'm like, it does suck shit if you're awesome in RPGs, because that game is meant as a training tool to be like, this is the basic formula, for an RPG. This is how one works. This is how you attack. This is how you form your own strategies. It's training wheels for the bigger, And a lot of the games that come out now, the whole fucking game is a training wheel, in my opinion. Like,
They stop you like in the middle of gameplay and be like, this is how you do this.
And the people that do try to make challenging games, of course, like
Well, they've been
we'll
met
say,
with success, so
yeah, well, like Dark Souls and stuff, though. They're challenging, but do you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, is this challenging or is this for goddamn ridiculous? Like, I don't know which one is which here.
that's the sole reason why those games have been successful. Because I'll be honest, I went and played them. As far as like the polish and shit, those games are shit.
Oh yeah,
They're very unprofessional, but it's a challenge that people have just clung on to because there's not that anymore. You can't find it. So that's the sole reason why.
What I'm waiting for still, though, since we're talking about Nintendo characters, Mario Maker.
Oh yeah.
Because the possibilities will be endless with that game. There's going to be so many difficult levels.
Like the Item Abuse 3 will put on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Nerve wracking. Well, I know one that you want to talk about.
Yep, Earthbound.
Of course.
Yep.
We need to get Alex over here to talk a little briefly. He's busy though. So
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Ness of Earthbound was one of those classic JRPG characters that never said a word the entire game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to me, I like that better. Like, I felt more connection to him because I was like playing it through my own eyes. I wasn't just watching someone else do stuff. I was Ness.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with Link in Zelda, you know. Does he ever say anything in any of the games besides like,
No. As far as I know, Link has never breathed a word in the Zelda
like that.
series. Yeah.
Especially as a kid, like I imagine my own replies to the things that were happening in the game.
Well, it allows you to fill in what his response would be with whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, like on Ocarina of Time, where if you do something like the mask guy, it gets mad and starts shaking you. You know, he's like, "Where's my mask?" And I just imagine Link's pretty much like, "Please, Mr. Mask Man, don't take me out back and rape me. Don't make a mask out of my beautiful."
Now it's all overproduced. Like
Highland
to
face.
The comma of what you're saying to him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's almost like watching a movie. And
Compared to reading a book, almost there.
I can appreciate some of it, but I just really like the old style. Where
Whoa, we got another guest
you just
joining.
controlled person man.
Yeah. We got
Person man was doing whatever.
the person man.
Person man?
That's the best way to describe someone. The person man over yonder.
You with the face.
Hey, God! You without the face, you look like shit. we got David from Vault jumping in here with us.
What's up?
Speak right in
Right,
here.
right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretend this is something you're gonna put in your mouth. Just look at it. But
Don't go in the top though.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Just the side.
He's got a weird fetish.
don't play with the tip. Just the sides.
I'll try.
we're in the middle of talking about NES classics, games, characters. We've covered Adventure Island, Mega Man, Mike Tyson. We haven't done Mario yet because, I mean, that's an obvious. Who's one of your favorite NES characters, David?
Probably Kirby.
We've covered
Honestly.
Kirby. Yeah,
That was my
my
first one that came.
Kirby's
to
a
my
good
mind.
one,
That was like
man.
one of the first games I actually got to play on the console.
You know this
I mean, y'all do like
Besides Mario.
y'all do like the Castlevania series,
is
right?
this isn't Nintendo. Why don't you give us a little spill on some Sonic? I know you're all about some Sonic.
Yeah, David's been wanting to grill. I think he's turned into a Sega hater, man.
What?
With this little revelry here. Tell us the deal, man. Come on,
So
let it
done
flow, baby.
Between GameStop with the price drop.
You want me to take you out back and give you a shot of liquor to make it roll better for
For a
you?
minute.
Tell us though, why
No,
you?
with the whole deal with them, my collection completely decreased. Only thing went up was my consoles, but it didn't compensate out enough, so I'm done with it. I'm just simply done. I'll still play them, but
No more collecting.
no, I'm done. It can rot in hell.
I hear you.
I'm still kind of on the fray of I'm holding on to my stuff because it will go back up at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Simply for the fact that they're not, even though it's popular and you can get it lower, they're not making any more of the shit. It's still out of production,
And if
you
they
know.
ever do, you're gonna have the original anyway. you know?
Precisely.
I think I'm just gonna wait for the retro VGS before I start collecting.
See,
again.
that was what I was thinking about too. Songbringer's going to the VGS.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
seen it.
we just talked about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a copy of that, and mail it to Nathaniel Weiss out there, and like Sonic.
Yes.
Most definitely. Brandon was talking about, you can tell us some more. Brandon was talking about Ness from Earthbound when you come
yeah.
interrupting us.
Yeah, I mean,
Son of a
Ness
bitch.
himself, there's not much to his character because he was person man. He didn't say anything. You just kind of figured out what his reply would have been.
Ness was a strange kid, man.
Well, man, he saved the freaking world at like 10. You gotta be strange.
Prodigy like.
And, I don't know. When I try to think of Ness's character, I think of the entire adventure because that was Ness, you know,
Yeah.
the whole shebang, everything about that. I don't know. One thing I always found strange is how he just started using psychic powers in the game. No reason why. He's just like, yep, I can use Psy Rockin' now.
Just out of left field, like
Yeah.
out of the depths of your
At least
hole, you
in,
just decide.
in the Mother 1, there is some explanation for Nintendo, which was kind of like
Yeah.
this then, is Nintendo, which is Nintendo minus the DO, because that's how many letters fit in the name.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's grandfather did research and stuff in the Psy. He actually learned Psy from aliens, but that's how he came across Psy. In Earthbound, there's no explanation for it.
It just happens.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah, he can do Psy. Paula in the game was also she has a parallel in Mother 1 too, where she's like this kid with psychic abilities in another town that's kind of got famous for her little abilities, and there's no explanation for her either. She's actually, her psychic abilities are great in the game. She's more or less the healer of the party too. But she's got an ability called prayer, and prayer is worthless, like so freaking worthless, because it has just as much chance to like blind your entire party as it does to do anything useful. And when it does do something useful, it's not that great. But to beat the game, the final boss, you have to use prayer on him. And I'm like, went through the entire game never using it. That's why it took me so long to beat the game, because I was just fighting Gygas like infinitely. Like he never dies unless you use prayer. So I remember fighting him for like 2 hours one time. Why won't you die? I've done you like 1 million damage. And then
What the fuck is this?
And I think Paula randomly is like the last character alive. I had no psychic power left. I was like, prayer's all I can do. I tried prayer. Then went to a cutscene and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my god, this useless freaking ability is gonna beat the game.
Right, and that's
Kind of like real life.
stuff like that nowadays.
I don't know if I should have said that.
I was a second late on getting that one. But it's like,
The power of prayer doesn't exist.
games like that, like nowadays, which obviously you could figure out what to do much easier with the internet. But at the same time, there's so many things that people can do that they're so ADD. There's no way they would fight for 2 hours on something like
Brandon
that.
is the kind of person though that figures that kind of shit out.
Right.
Because I've said it once. Final Fantasy VII one time. Recording. Final Fantasy VII one time. I played a fucking boss for 2 months. Couldn't beat it.
Right.
Brandon comes over one weekend, and I'm like, dude, I'm stuck on this boss. And he's like, oh, it's an undead boss. Throw Phoenix down on it. Never would have thought about that in my life. Throw it on it, kills it. And I'm just like, fuck you, Brandon. I was like, I've wasted a month of my life or more on this fucking boss, and you kill it in 2 seconds. Eat a jolly big dicks.
Because it's almost like, you're so happy that you can get past it, but at the same time, you're just like, I'm such an idiot. I had to go that long before I could beat this.
Well, I mean, who would think of that shit, like, other than Brandon?
Yeah, min-maxing like D&D characters and all that kind of thing is just my forte, I guess you'd say. It's
your area of expertise.
Yeah. It'd be nice if it was my area of expertise to be something that made me money.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say you probably did all right in that capacity, though.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about Ghosts and Goblins on NES?
Oh, I had that game. That was fun.
What was his name?
Difficult.
What was the character's name?
Sir.
I don't.
Isn't it something like cliche as shit, like Sir Lancelot or Sir Arthur?
Arthur.
Is it Arthur?
Pretty sure it's Arthur.
I know the red demon in the game's name is Firebrand. That's all I remember, because he was also in Demon's Gargoyles Quest 1 and 2 and Demon's Crest, I think. Firebrand, he was the little red devil. That's all I had for Ghosts and Goblins. Like it was difficult. It was fun, but it was
I just
way
thought it was
hard.
funny seeing the guy in the armor, like he get hit and his armor breaks off and he's
He's in his
boxers.
underwear.
It's just like,
Yeah, boxers with like
Now-
little hearts on it.
You might not can stab him with your sword now, but
he was awfully stylish for the time. And
yeah, he had the little
Yeah.
heart-shaped boxers. He was a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
That's why, that's why all their girlfriends get kidnapped. Is that, if you're a true man, you ain't gonna let your girl get kidnapped. You're gonna kill that damn thing when it
He's like,
appears.
but if I get hit once, my clothes fall off.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I have this shitty power up that's a flame that doesn't kill anything. And then if you get it, you're stuck with it for the rest of the game until you find another weapon.
Yeah, oh god.
Classic.
That's true.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. What a terrible thing to do to somebody. That ain't right.
You're like, oh, I got something. Damn it.
Yeah, I almost,
You want your car keys? You want your car
I had
keys?
a whole
Too
nother-
fucking bad. They're in the river.
I had a whole another level to the game. Like he started avoiding power ups, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, dude. You see that little fire? You dodge it.
Yeah.
You get the knife. It's like
did the same
AVGN
thing.
says. You get the knife. You keep the knife.
Yeah.
Period. There's.
I avoided the axe at all costs too. I hated the axes. This is the orcs on them. I never could get it right.
Bomb was a really good
Oh
NES.
man, yeah, Bomberman.
Which, Bomberman was a Hudson game as
Yeah.
well, kind of like Adventure Island, but Bomberman 1 on NES was the jams.
I mainly like Bomberman for the multiplayer.
Yeah,
Bomberman
I wasted a lot of hours playing my grandpa in that. And, like, dude, my grandpa is still, like, my arch nemesis at Bomberman. He can get, like, the multiple bombs and shit that's got the explosion length that's, like,
Yeah.
the screen wide, you know?
Yeah, I've heard you mention playing games with him a couple times. What was it you said?
That's who got me
Harvest
into-
Moon that you said?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
my grandpa's Harvest Moon account will make the layman gamer
I remember him
cry.
schooling us at some Sim City and
Yeah.
some
Which
Harvest
proves,
Moon.
like,
He's awesome at like the old simulation style
Right.
games and
You're
stuff.
talking about like playing simulation games, which proves, like even the older generation was definitely into that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My
They
grandpa
all
was
wanna
the
do something
first
else.
person I ever remember beating the next game I was going to talk about, Legend of Zelda. The original Zelda on NES came with the map, and the map
I love
had
the
the
map.
sides that were blank.
Yeah.
It had nothing on it. Well, he went through with an ink pen and like filled out all the blank spots on the map. And I still got that map day that's got the, everything
trail on
filled
it,
in
right,
on
yeah.
it. And people don't take the time. That goes back where we were talking about earlier about kids get so frustrated with something now. You can talk about a game that was full of vague clues and crap back in the
Oh,
day,
yeah.
Zelda.
Yeah, I remember going all over the entire map of the game, just trying to figure out where to go next.
Yeah,
What do I do
man.
now? But I enjoyed doing that. Like, it was a grocery list of things I got to do. I just explored the world and figured out, hey, I put a bomb here and I got a new dungeon to explore.
Yeah. Oh, you mean I stick a candle to this bush and it makes a doorway appear? You go around burning every fucking bush you come
Yeah.
into contact with on
And
that
it's that
game.
noise that is so rewarding. When do 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 do.
And then you beat like the first level and then somehow stumble onto like level 7 or and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, what do I do? That's what was so frustrating for me. No, I didn't have the map, I just had the game. So
Well, it's-
and you got to figure out, hey, where's the second castle?
You want to talk about some shit's frustrating though? Throw in a copy of Adventure of Link Zelda 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Still to this day, I have not beaten that
Me either.
game
I'm not
because
going
I
to.
get too frustrated to keep trying. I know I could beat it, but it's just like I don't want to take the time to beat it. I know what the ending looks like. I know the boss. I'm fine getting on YouTube and watch
I just
somebody
didn't
else
have
beat
fun
it.
with it, so I'm like,
It's not near as fun as the other. Link to the Past. I mean, I've said it before. That's my most favorite game of all time.
that was a great one.
And that really set the bar. In my opinion, Legend of Zelda set the bar. Zelda 2 knocked it down, and then Link to the Past made it go further than it was originally and surpassed it. There hasn't really been a shitty Zelda game since Link to the Past. Zelda 2 is like the only. It's something about 2s with the early Nintendo, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they're either better or worse. Like,
Will say I
Mega
could
Man
not
2, better.
Could
Legend.
not get into Zelda Wind Waker just because the cartoon graphics on.
I said the same thing, and I waited a long time to play Wind Waker.
I know it's a good
But
game.
I did finally get into it, and I did enjoy it. I haven't beaten it, but I did enjoy it.
How about Star Fox?
I love the Star
Both
Fox
SNES
series.
and 64.
Star Fox 64
That was-
by far
yeah.
is the best.
Yeah, it was amazing. That was one of those games that made me have to have a 64.
Star Fox Adventures on GameCube.
From the
Didn't-
Peanut Gallery.
Didn't thank you for that.
I never played that one.
I have both of them. You should borrow them. The one. What was the exact title of the one where he goes to the dinosaur planet?
It's Star Fox.
That's it? It's different. You go to like a planet. You're not limited to flying the ship all the time. None of that. You haven't played any of them?
No, I haven't played anything past the N64 one.
Did you ever by chance play Star Fox 2?
No.
You can check it out. Download a.
Way to go, Toby.
That was a good one.
That was a good juggle. I'll give you
Four
that.
tries to save it,
Way better than what I would have done.
He just falls dragging.
It's just the whole wall falls out and kills all of us. Well, Lyle accidentally killed the good old gamers
So I
tonight.
gotta admit, I didn't realize you were talking about characters from Nintendo across the. You were just talking about NES.
Well,
When you
classic. I got an NES classics wrote down, but it don't really matter. Like we kind of figured that there was going to be so much
there's-
going
well,
on.
There's also ones that span platforms too.
Main
But have a
reason
little
we
bit
picked
more
is because
span.
Smash Brothers tournament, and
Speaking of Smash Brothers top characters, Pokemans.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Great game.
Dude, I wasted many hours on. I had blue first.
Yeah.
Got all the Pokemon blue, and then I traded somebody blue for red, and
I got a-
transferred all my stuff from blue to
I got a
red.
funny story on that I heard the other day. My friend Ricky, which I want to have on one day, he's big into Pokemans, way more than I've ever been. And he got, I think, blue as a kid or red, one of the two. And he didn't know that they're practically the same game. So he like begged and pleaded with his parents. Finally got him to buy him the other one because he thought it was a whole new game.
It's just different Pokemon.
Yep, slightly different Pokemon. Like not many at all.
Talk about a letdown, right?
Yeah.
I remember
And
spending.
his parents pretty much just told him he's dumb.
Like we're never buying you a game again.
Wait till Yellow comes out, then buy it.
So I was like, I've never played the Pokemon games that much, but I loved Pokemon Stadium. I played it a lot. 'Cause I like the mini games on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's-
Pokemon Snap, I played the hell out of.
I
Just
love
like,
Pokemon Snap as well, man. I had a guide. I went through and got everything 100% complete on that game.
That's one I hate.
I ain't
was
gonna
sold. I
lie,
wish we had,
the
'cause it's
first-
worth quite a bit.
You can get up there for like 15
I mean, it
bucks
holds
now.
it holds
Oh yeah,
value
any
by
Pokemon
comparison.
game
Yeah.
will hold its value definitely.
Pokemon Snap was
I'll have
supposed
to look at
what
that
I was playing during the first time I got high and the first time I got drunk. Both when I was like 12 and 13. I started young, but yeah.
So there was more of an experience there than just your everyday Pokemon.
I don't remember
Snap.
a lot about Pokemon
You were like
Snap.
Pokemon Snap.
You're like, there's something, shoot it.
Yeah. I don't remember.
What are you
a whole
doing? I'm drunk as hell taking pictures of Pokemon,
No, you know,
and
like,
I'm baked out of my head.
it's the feeling of accomplishment though when you get one of those really rare ones that are only
Yeah.
on the screen for a few seconds.
One of my favorite things doing that game is just hit the fucking Diglett in the head with Pokeballs over and
Yeah.
over, and it just like boing boing boing, looks at you kind
Yeah,
of.
Pokemon Stadium is one of those I was thinking about setting up as a tournament for our fundraiser. Either that or Battle Revolution. I don't know a whole lot of the difference between the two. I'd really love to have red and blue set up.
Yeah.
Emulate it across a couple computers. That way, and I could have a set. I could get a blank level 100 Pokemon. People set up their teams and do that, but.
That'd
We'll see
be
what
awesome.
happens. Whatever is really the most feasible is going to be what happens. But yeah, Stadium was great.
Pokemon, and that's one. I mean, it is. It's one of those Nintendo classics,
Yeah,
Dude, one of my favorite old school NES games. In the character don't really matter. The character's in Smash Brothers, but I think it's more of like a placeholder thing. But F-Zero for SNES.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely.
That was
That
one
one,
of the ones that I was going to mention on the SNES thing that I was telling you I was jealous about. Yeah,
dude, F-Zero is so good. I vlogged.
I would always get. There was that one level or race later that had that ridiculous jump, and I would get so frustrated trying to get past it. I'm trying to remember.
Something Zone 3.
Seems like where it's like just the.
You gotta hit it just right, and on the other side, the two open squares too on board. I know what you're talking about, but I cannot
That's
think of the
when,
name of
as
it.
a kid, don't have any like way to just go, oh, this is what you do. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like I remember playing that. I mean, I would play all the way through to it and lose, lose all my continues and just be like, oh, I hate this game. Then I do it again.
What
you know?
Now, a trend I've noticed with a lot of kids these days, they watch YouTube videos of the games more than they play the games.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's a popular thing, man. I mean,
I watch
don't
a
mind
video to
watching
figure out something or see something
exactly.
impressive.
Use it
but-
for like a visual strategy guide or something.
But
I'm not going to sit there and watch
something
somebody
like, holy,
run
like
a
that video
game
posted,
move.
like, holy crap, how did that guy do this? Just something impressive. But Yeah, just watch some nobody play a game averagely. I'd rather just play the game.
Right. Well, it's so easy. I mean, within a week of a game coming out, you can watch people play damn near all the way through them.
Yeah.
Before the game's even out now, people drop all entire cutscenes, it's just like leaking an album, essentially.
That's why I can see why kids would do that more. Like, if they don't have the money to buy it the first week, they can watch.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I am a victim of that a little bit, because when Metal Gear Solid 4 come out, I didn't have a PS3, and I sat and watched all the which is like
2 hours.
No, it's like 14 hours worth. Like, it's a stupid amount. Like
you spent more hours on that.
Yeah,
than, like,
Metal
the new
Gear.
Season of Orange is the New Black is long.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid's it's crazy, especially like Metal Gear 4, dude. Like there literally is like 14 to 15 hours, I think, cutscenes and dialogue. It's a lot to take in. I hate to say it, because don't get me wrong, I love, huge Metal Gear fan, but they try to get so involved in a lot of that government conspiracy stuff. It's really convoluted and hard to figure out.
I've
a
never
lot
been
of it.
big into that series, but it almost hit me like Ghost in the Shell. Like,
Well,
you
3
really
and
got to
4
be on
is when
top of it to understand it.
2 starts getting out there, but you can still figure out a good idea of what's going on with 2. But 3, it starts getting out there, and 4, dude, it's like steep deep in mythology on 4.
Like where you can't let your mind wander for 2 seconds. You're just like, what happened? Oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah, man, it gets wild.
I just thought one of the games that I actually played with characters, the Double Dragon series, was always one of my.
I love the Double
What's
Dragon.
the characters? Billy
And Jimmy Lee.
Jimmy.
It's still one of the greatest things, and I don't. For our female listeners, I'm not laughing at this toward you, but it's still one of the funniest things to me at the beginning of that game, where that dude just walks out and punches that girl right in the fucking stomach and just drags her off. No wonder these guys are pissed off.
Like, not only did he take her, but he punched her in the stomach.
This is why they are the Double Dragon,
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Double Dragon.
Do you
He just
remember?
didn't say stuff like that.
God, y'all remember Double Dragon the movie?
Yes.
Oh my God, the dude from Terminator 2, Robert Patrick, isn't that his name? The T-1000.
yeah.
He's the bad guy in that movie, and I just remember he's got these shitty blonde flat top and dangling cross earrings, and he looks like the worst boss in the world.
I loved
like
it as
some
a kid,
guy
though.
that you would be like, I hope he gets raped to death on the way home. He's just loved
Like they
that
had
much.
the handbook of everything about a bad guy, and they're like, let's give them all.
Yeah, I remember Bobo was like a huge mutant that had these 2 cancerous tumors growing off of his shoulders. He looked kind of like a fat ass merman.
Speaking of movies, though, the Street Fighter movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I love these movies when I
I
was a
liked
kid. Now you look at
Bison in the movie.
Yeah, Raul Julia played M. Bison. That was actually his last movie. He died filming
really?
that. You can tell he's really frail
That's
in that
right,
movie
yeah,
between
I heard
Adam's
that.
family values and
I just really love that quote when he's talking to one of the girls. I can't remember who it was. He's like, the day M. Bison came to your village, for, most important day of your life. To M. Bison, it was Tuesday.
I like where he doesn't have just telekinesis. He's like, you're no match for my psychokinesis. So he just starts blowing everything in that room up.
Yeah.
But it's so cheesy. He's like, blowing stuff
He's
up.
not just generic, man.
You
He's
got-
got psycho.
What up? You got Jean-Claude Van Damme playing as Guile. What more could you want?
I was so disappointed with E. Honda, though. He's always one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's like a newscaster in that
Yeah.
movie. I just wanted to
And
see
he's
him.
Hawaiian, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Samoan. One thing I did find kind of cool, Zangief in that movie is actually Andrew Bernarski, who is Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw remakes.
Sweet.
Little FYI
Oh, that
for you.
reminds me of my buddy Ricky. He does a bitchin' ass Zangief cosplay. And he's not built for it at all. He's built like me, just fat, his guts hanging out.
That's
He said
awesome.
if we set up our fundraiser, he'll come. If we do the Street Fighter tournament,
Dude,
he'll come cosplay as
If he
Zangief.
will cosplay as that, if we could raise money doing it, I would cosplay as Blanca and fight him. I just paint myself green and spray paint my hair orange. Just be like, ooh. Trying to do the roll attack and just get carpet burn on
You
your
just lay
knees.
down real slow and just roll around.
I could bring Emma's taser and just hunker down and fire the taser. It'd be the-
I think this needs
somebody
to
be like,
happen.
"What the hell am I watching?"
Charge people $1 for a web exclusive to see it. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. That's not a terrible idea.
That's a
How
great
long
idea.
are we?
We're hour.
Okay.
How long are we?
Ain't bad.
Yeah.
Pretty long, my friend. Pretty long.
But yeah, speaking of back to the SNES, like Pilot Wings and F-Zero.
Oh yeah, Pilot Wings is. I know where to. I know where. If you would be interested, I know where a boxed copy of Pilot Wings for SNES is.
I actually have it. I don't have the box, but I have the game.
Pilot Wings 64 was one of my favorites, man. I loved the jetpack
Right.
so much.
But just like the jetpack on the SNES version, because it's like there really
The
wasn't a lot
airplane,
like that,
the airplane sequence was my favorite on the
Right.
SNES because I really like flight simulators a lot, and
Yeah.
Where you,
that-
once you built up where you're taking off. And,
yeah, like the landing is my favorite because I do that a lot on GTA 5. I'll get online and I won't even run missions with people. I'll just because people go crazy and just kill each other on the servers.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll just make it to the airport, steal an airplane, and fly back and forth. Like, and I've actually made some money in game flying people to the other side of the map. Like this dude gave me like $10,000 in game money to fly him across the map one time.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And stuff like that, I enjoy that.
Also in Pilot Wings, helicopter part at the end when you beat after you get through all this
Dude,
stuff.
Pilot Wings is a hard game
Yes, it is.
later on. It
You
is
don't use
so
the
difficult.
cheats to jump past some stuff, so, or the save code.
I hate the parachuting on the Super Nintendo version because
See, I loved parachute.
I'm terrible at it, man.
The hang glider that I hated.
I'm not a big fan of the hang glider
I could hit the
either.
bonus with the parachute. I played it so much. I'm just like, nailing them all. But yeah, the helicopter thing was just so much different from the game because you're shooting at targets and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're shooting at you, and that was really challenging. I don't think I ever beat it. Maybe once. It had been
I know I've never beaten
years
it.
ago. It was hard.
I'm wondering if the tournament's still going. That's just people playing.
I think you want to take a minute and go over there and just kind of check it out.
Peruse, if you will.
Sure.
We'll be back with you in just a moment. We're gonna actually take a second and go check out the actual tournament we're here for. So, Good Old Gamers will return shortly.
Well, I'm telling you what, Nintendo gets me hot and ready like Little Caesar's pizza.
That was Puddin telling us his love of Nintendo video games. We had to take a quick moment to watch the finals of the Smash Brothers tournament.
It was intense.
Some
man.
pretty heavy shit, man.
way beyond me.
Yeah, dude, I can't stress enough how god
I'll be
awfully
over there like,
terrible I am at
what button
Smash
blocks?
Brothers.
Right. And not only, like I mentioned to you guys, they're at the finals and like sitting there playing. Like this is the big one, and people are just sitting like right behind them, talking about how good they're playing, and critiquing it and stuff. And it's like that. That can't be easy. It's hard enough to be in the finals going.
That's the competition environment, though.
Yeah.
It's like these people that try to bust these scores on like arcade games and all that shit. They've constantly got a crowd of people standing behind them, being like, "Oh, is it gonna fuck up? Is it?
It reminded
Possibly."
me of,
He just got pounded harder than my wife's vagina.
it reminded me of Kingpin when what's his name? Munson's about to bowl and. The Bill Murray character's like he's got one foot in the pressure cooker, other one in the frying pan. He's like, "Could you shut up? I didn't talk when you bowled." It's just like one of those where it's just like getting in your head.
trying to purposely trying to fuck you up, kind of deal.
This is just like the accident-prone side of the story.
Yeah. Well, last time we were here, we had a guy come through here and about like face plant the ground, like tripping over our cables. And then there was a certain young man stomping around here earlier about done it again. And I was going to Hadoken him into next week.
Whispering.
This is not for you.
So, something I am going to randomly interject while we're talking about Smash Brothers. Puddin'. Is playing Smash Brothers like your dick touching your asshole?
Well, I'm telling you, son, I could use Oreo right now.
We got Catfish's cousin on the show with us. If it ain't Southern, we don't give a fuck.
It's like Larry the Cable Guy's nephew. Right?
I'm glad we don't have like an 8-bit Confederate flag or anything on any of our stuff because we'd be getting. It'd be like a witch burning.
As long as
You know,
don't put it up on the
I'm doing
Capitol, I think
publicity,
it'll be
bro.
all right.
Y'all gotta watch out for this guy because he got mental issues.
He's gave us a couple really good sound clips.
Yeah, if they ever come to take him to the padded room, we got evidence
Pookie trying
against
to
him right
bury
here.
Yeah.
In that ass.
David randomly dropping in on us again.
Yeah, just like coming in.
Dude, the tournament's over now.
Tell us who won the tournament, David.
Tyler won. You got $60 in-store credit.
Nice.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
Oh yeah.
Did you get any more? Give any more of those Brawlhalla keys out?
Not yet, but I'm about to actually do it.
You need to go do your job.
Okay.
Get shit done.
I know
Stop
you let
talking to us. Go do your work.
One thing.
you let these nice people podcast here, but you need to go work.
Yeah. You're at work, buddy. Stop
Yeah.
slacking and shit.
I ain't paying you to come over here and talk. I ain't paying you at all.
I was gonna say I haven't got paid yet. What?
Well, if you're expecting to get paid for the Good Old Gamers podcast, get in line because
I'll get a check
everybody-
for,
This
like,
sitting here would be about $350.
yeah.
get a check.
You actually got to pay us for setting
get a
the
check
table.
for like 2/1000th of a cent for my residual.
We send you like a 2-cent gift card to Steam. We're like, well, you're only about 4,000% on your way to buying Final Fantasy VII. So, congratulations.
when to share our profits with our stockholders, they pay us money.
And by stockholders, we mean Brandon and I.
You just wrote it out with
I
like.
guess.
Yeah, the only reason we started doing this is we figured we'd be rich beyond our wildest dreams.
So,
Oh,
like, the
obviously.
middle that
I mean,
Look at us now.
I'm surprised you
What
still
do
speak
for
to
you
me.
gotta
So.
press A and B?
Yeah.
Did you see the? I don't know if you might have mentioned it about the dude who pre-ordered the game with the.
We talked about that earlier. Yeah, the Fallout
I
4
figured you guys would have
pre-order.
been on top of that.
Yeah, the 2,000 plus bottle
I thought
caps.
that was pretty.
Yeah, I was
nice.
pretty
I wish I would
excited
have come
about
up with
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
No kidding.
You need to do tabs, on the can because they're
Yeah.
worth quite a bit,
Yeah.
weight-wise. Send them a couple of trash bags.
Well, I'm trying to think like what, GTA 6 comes out in 2020. I'm trying to think what I can start saving them to send them.
Dead
But-
pigeons.
Yeah, like I got a whole sack of hooker left hands. I'll trade you. Don't ask how I got them, but I got them. So
I like the dead pigeons better. I think that'd be great.
yeah,
those pigeons.
it might be a
Maybe
bit
a
much
scrap of paper.
receiving a bag of left hands.
I mean, at least for the legal department, we'll
Yeah,
see.
for legalities.
'Cause I'm sure you guys have legal, right?
Yeah.
You have a legal department for this
Yeah,
fine podcast.
me and Brandon, or the league.
Like, that don't sound right.
We have one of those signs, like you see at people. It'll say Loudon Clinton or Brandon Gentry. It's like president of communications. Like, well, I need to speak to the guy that authorizes all the recording. You just flip it around. It's like producer.
It's like an 8-sided die of nameplates.
Yeah.
You leaving? Call me when y'all leave. If y'all want to come by.
Making plans.
Fiend or shit instead of.
Yeah, it's my little cousin. He's my video game prodigy of the family.
Oh yeah.
He's the fellow Earthbound
You gonna
cosmonaut.
Put him in the grant or in the championships next year. And be his coach.
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
You'll be like his uncle.
Mate,
Tells
I'm
him you should go to the
I'm gonna
draft.
teach him like a little fighting rooster. I'm gonna shoot him full of steroids, but now go kick ass at Smash Brothers.
like your little Jerry.
Yeah, you're little Mac today. Yeah. Now go fight Mike Tyson. Do you know how you defeat Mike Tyson? By using the letter S. That's the only opponent he's never defeated.
That is, yeah, that's a good point. Oh,
What do you think, Brandon? We're about an hour and 10 in.
I think we're about wrapped up.
If it's a shorter one tonight, it's okay though. We've had a lot going on here. There's been a bunch of people in and out. We've tried to watch the tournament while recording. We've had a few microphone errors. It's all happened tonight,
Yep.
right.
but that's okay. Still gonna be a pretty good episode. I do have a feeling.
That's live production for you.
Yeah. No fancy schmancy editing tonight. There's gonna be some, but not much.
Not tonight though.
Yeah, not tonight. There will be no editing this evening. As always, though, you can check us out at goodoldgamers.com.
Yep.
As always, you can find all the podcasts there, info, reviews, retro reduxes. We've been slim pickings lately, but we've had a lot going on. Fix to have more of all that stuff coming.
Don't forget
Check
to come
it
to
out.
the vault.
Yeah, come by Vault. If you're relative to Alabama and Coleman, definitely swing by here. They got something you want.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of stuff I want.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I don't need to spend money on.
You can follow us on Steam, Brandon.
Yeah, look us. Just go in Steam groups. Look up Good Old Gamers Podcast. You'll find us. We'll be the first thing that pops up.
Brandon's going to be doing some more Steam giveaways, Brawlhalla giveaways. We got some, like I said earlier, got some exclusive skins that you can only pick up at the Southern Fried Game Room Expo. We got a few of them we're going to give away. Got some actual keys for the game we're giving out.
Find us on Facebook, Good Old Gamers Podcast.
Yep.
Twitter
got a
at Good Old
Twitch?
Gamers. We do have a Twitch that we don't tend to very much.
We don't play many first-person shooters, so we don't Twitch a whole lot.
I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, we know.
I can't hardly find time to Twitch.
Speaking of, did you ever do your punishment game for?
No, it's
You talking about
coming.
Twitch, trying to
It's
do that
coming.
on
We're
Twitch or
we're
something?
disbanding Retro Wars because
Yeah.
it
Not enough
hadn't
people
really
really got involved with it. So.
Honestly,
sparked much
didn't
interest.
understand exactly what your goal was because I didn't know the games that you were trying to get people
It
to vote
pretty-
for. You know,
It's kind of the underrated games of.
right? Saying it's hard to get people, I think, at least, to vote for something when they have no idea except your.
That's
it
very true.
is. It is. We're
Plus,
gonna,
I think they would just rather see you have to suffer.
I do owe
Yeah.
them though. I do owe them a good suffering. So
That'll happen.
it is going to happen. We're going to hold our end of that bargain up, but we're
Just
going to
make
do
bets
away.
that have that as the consequence rather than.
Yeah.
We're working on other segments and skit style stuff to do. It's just work in progress. We're only by now we're 15 episodes in, so we're still playing. You know, we
Yeah.
got room to play with formats and all that bullshit.
Yep.
All the
But,
fun stuff.
Yeah, all the fun stuff that goes with it.
That was just a fanboy comment I had.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We need input.
Yeah, we do.
That's one thing we've been screaming for the past few episodes. We definitely need input. We ain't got any more input from BlizzFan 1998 yet, but we're hoping he sends us some more.
Yeah, I wonder if he was here. I wonder.
You don't think?
They're like stalking you. Like,
You
that'd be
don't
great.
think?
I hope not.
Well, that dude took a picture of us earlier.
It'll be like a big wall poster now.
He puts the lotion on its skin.
No questions, don't they?
No, we didn't really have any. You got a question you want to ask?
Off the top
While
of my
we're at
head, sure. I'm up with something. Did you guys play sports games at all? If so, what's your favorite?
Tecmo Bowl. Like,
Pretty easy answer. I know
Tecmo
you
Bowl.
talked about NBA Jam too, right?
yeah.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam was a big one. Tecmo Bowl on NES, of course. RBI Baseball 3
Right.
was a big one for me. I love the RBI Baseball games.
Super Bases Loaded was one I played a lot, but Little League World Series on NES. I played
Little
that
League
a
World
lot.
Series was good too.
Beat them, join the sons of bitches.
They,
NFL
Super
Blitz.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, on
Yes.
NES.
Yes,
Yes.
NES.
NES, yeah. Because it was Super, so that throws you off. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was on NES.
It's one of the few supers on the NES.
I had this random rugby game on like PS1, I think, that was like fun as hell, but like nobody, even understands the rules of rugby.
I was fixing
or
to say,
much less,
do you know how to play rugby?
I don't know how to play. I know the rules to them for the most part, but
I'm lost.
no, it's
I don't know anything about rugby,
It's such a
cricket.
hybrid of football and soccer, and because they do have like downs kind of technically, but then like it's almost like three and out, or like you play when you were young, like hard four or whatever, where you like play football.
Yeah.
Where you only have 4 downs. It's similar to that, where you only have a certain like 4 numbers to get tackled. That's why you have to get rid of the ball before you go down. And that's when the scrums come and all that. But yeah, it's complicated if you don't know it.
NFL Blitz, I think, was like the last sports game that got me back. I love Blitz.
See, I
Like,
hated it because I like the more realistic.
you like the
games.
simulation feel. See, that's exactly
Right.
why I like Blitz, is because it's arcadey.
Right. And see, my friend would be like, let's play it. So I figured out, like, you can just tackle the receiver before the ball gets there, and they'll never make a catch. So then he hated playing with me after that because.
Yeah, I do remember having that abused against me.
Yeah.
Worst sports game of all time, though, I gotta say, in my opinion, Joe Montana Football for Sega Genesis.
That's old school.
Oh man, it had like a really bad voice synthesizer built into the game, and it would be like, "You got a touchdown."
Well, it's like,
It's so bad.
man, I played like Madden 96 and 97 on SNES, like, I mean, hours and hours when I was young. And I try to play it now, and I'm like, I don't even know how I completed an A-pass ever, much less like I would beat teams like 45-0,
Yeah.
And now playing it, I'm just like, how do you do this, It's,
You know they got an RBI Baseball 15 out, don't you?
really? No,
Yes.
See, but I can't play baseball games anymore because they're so, like, in-depth. Like, you got to guess where the ball's coming.
Oh no, RBI Baseball
RBI
is
okay, like old
it's
school.
it is the original, just with new stats.
I'll jump back on that. for
It's
sure.
excellent. It's plug-in, easy to
Yeah,
pick
I
up,
dropped
play.
playing baseball games in like the early 2000s because they make it like a
I
puzzle.
bought the
Yeah.
Heat for a PlayStation 3, and it is so overly complicated. And I'm like, there is not this much shit into throwing a baseball and hitting it with a bat and running your fucking bases.
All right.
There's not this
the new
much to
wrestling
it.
games. They're just
Oh, yeah.
way too much crap involved.
Did you give your favorite, by the way, or the dodgeball?
Yeah, dodgeball and NBA Jam.
I'd probably say like WrestleMania 2000. It's a wrestling game, but for N64 was probably my favorite if you include that.
Yeah, on N64, I really like WCW versus NWO.
WWF
Same
Warzone,
engine
dude.
in it, right,
Warzone.
Yeah.
The where you could have, that was one of the first ones where you could really do like 4 people and have like, you could do the 40-man Royal Rumble and just you keep getting eliminated, and oh my god, we'd play that for hours.
Yeah.
Like get 3 of my friends around and
I'll never
stuff.
forget on Raw, I think it was Raw, maybe it was one of the later games. It was on N64 anyways. Me and a friend tag team handicap match against JR, the announcer. And we beat the crap out of him. We got him on in the middle of the ring and just took turns like going off the turnbuckle on him. Like over 200 times we counted that we dropped elbows on him.
You're the one that caused his Bell's palsy debut.
It wasn't long after that happened. So.
Oh God.
He's tougher than a $2 steak.
Over here.
We're probably gonna have to all get together and just throw down on some Nitro and Warzone, and just have like a wrestling
WrestleMania 2000.
episode.
So that'd be a good game to do a tournament on, though, too. The WrestleMania 2000, those games, because anybody can pick up and
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
They're like usually wrestling fans. Those are their favorites.
We may do that
Yeah, that's
here
a good
eventually.
idea.
Get some people together one night and do a
You
good
have up
old
to 4
gamer.
people playing at once on that too. So you can make.
We could throw the microphone up, maybe even the camera, and do video of us playing and audio, and that could be an episode one week.
Yeah.
Good old gamers
That'd be a good
mania.
Good thing to do. Use Periscope for if you want.
Yeah.
If you get into that, you can just throw it up and go for it. Is this Cinesonic song playing?
Yep. I think we're about out of time. Vault
Yeah.
is officially closed at this point.
Yep. They're gonna run us out before long.
Yep. They're gonna chastise us if we don't leave. But as we told you, you can look us up on all the ways we told you earlier. You can skip back about 5-10 minutes and find
If
it.
you don't remember, you're too dumb to
Yeah,
listen to
what the
anymore.
hell are you even doing?
Right.
listening?
How are you here?
But as always, you remember the sign off, don't you, Matt?
Do.
Well, we'll let you sign us off tonight, Matt.
Game over, man. Game over.